And joining us now on our broadcast, fresh off of his team's victory to advance to the Big 12 semifinals, is Oklahoma State women's tennis head coach Chris Young. Coach, it is always good to see your face. Of course, congratulations to you and the Cowgirls on the victory. First, I need a little update on Marcela Lopez. How's she doing, obviously, for injured there early in singles, and just to see your team respond the way they did. Talk to me about that moment and everything you saw out there today.
Yeah, she tweaked her knee a little bit. We've actually gotten some x-rays and some things. We've already had her see the doctor. Looks like it's maybe not as bad as it could have been, so we're very fortunate there. Moving forward, we'll just have to see how she responds. We have a really good athletic trainer, and he's done a great job with her so far, and so they're going to take care of her today. And, it's just one of those things that you wait and see how she wakes up feeling tomorrow and how she feels the rest of the day, and we don't want to put a kid in any kind of danger, and we've been through this before. Last year our season, ended with a knee injury, and so these types of things unfortunately happen, but you always put the kid's best interest, first, and so we'll see how she is. But as you said, I thought the players really stepped up. It is a little bit of a setback when you see a teammate go down and you're not really sure, and this team's really close, and so I think there was a little bit of wonder of what happened and is she okay, but the team really rallied. Credit Arizona State for seizing that momentum, and they really saw a little bit of life themselves and went after it. But I think our girls were really strong there at the end, closing out some sets.
No, it was very, very impressive. And look, I could point to a bunch of different performers so far this season. I do want to ask you about Gracie Epps in particular. Another big day for her. And just, again, given all the injuries she has dealt with, not just last season, but to end her junior career, for her to be able to play a full season healthy, for her to be able to bring this sort of level. Just talk me through what you've seen from her here in her first year on the job.
Yeah, I think Gracie's somebody that, I've known her entire life, and so we have a good relationship, and I think, we can work really well together, but all the credit goes to her for just the work that she's put in to stay healthy. Her and Kylie both have had similar injuries with the shoulders, and so we've learned a lot about that, how to manage and how to take care of the body. But I think some days for her, it's not always pretty, but she gets the job done, and we've just been able to find that for her, that number 5 position is the sweet spot for her, and that's where she's at, and she really just goes out there every single match and gives us a chance to put a point on the board, and she's willing to do whatever it takes. She's very crafty, and she uses all of her skills, and it looks a little bit different probably every day when she plays, and so people don't really, I'm not sure what the game plan would be against her from day to day, because she's able to change and mix it up so much. But look, a lot of credit to her and Rose. They went through the Big 12 play undefeated, and in my mind, I think you throw in Naz and the way that she's playing at 2 singles. I think at 2, 4, and 5 we're really, really tough to beat right now. And so you get those 3 spots with the way our doubles is playing, and then the other girls throughout the lineup are dangerous. So, it gives us a lot of flexibility and a lot of opportunities when you have someone like Gracie locking in that spot.
No, I want to get back to that. Just a quick note. I don't know if you're the full Chris Young MD, but definitely the M at this point, given everything you've seen over your time and just the various injuries that certainly emerged during the season. But you talk about the depth on your team, the different options that you guys have. Obviously, there was a point this season where you guys were about 500 overall on the year, and just how much better is this team now here in mid to late April than they were at the start of this season? And truth be told, in your mind, do you think there's still another level you guys can reach?
Yeah, we were 7-6, 1-1 in the league when we lost to UCF, and now we've reeled off 12 in a row, and we get to play UCF again. So let's see how much we've improved. I think this team's improved a lot, and I think that's the one thing about our program. If you look at our program over the history of our teams, I think our teams have traditionally always gotten better, and we play a tough schedule. We went and we challenged ourselves. We went on the road and we played a lot of really, really tough teams. And so if you look at, from national indoors to then taking that road trip to Michigan, Ohio State, we didn't have Ercon in the lineup, and we thought we were going to have her at those points, but we didn't. And so, with her, we're 12-1 since we established her in the lineup, and our lineup is in a good place. So do we have another level? I sure think so, because I don't think we've all clicked on the same day. And I think if we do, if we really come out and we really fire on all cylinders, I would put us up against anybody, because I think 1 through 6, you would have to go down the line and say, okay, if this girl plays her best, she could win a match against anybody in the country. I mean, Ercon's 400 in the world at 1, and Naz has shown that over her career. Kylie obviously has had a great career. And then, I think Rose is the best number 4 player in the country in my book. And until somebody beats her, lately, I think then, you go Rose, Gracie, and then I think to have someone like Marcella, who's a nationally ranked player. I mean, our 4, 5, and 6 are all nationally ranked, so that gives us a chance to have a lot of depth that some teams don't have that luxury of.
Yeah, I'm noticing a theme. That was something we talked about a lot last year as well. Spots, you always helps. The best teams, of course, depth. We know how important that is. And speaking of importance, top 16 seeds, of course, at the NCAA tournament, going to host the first 2 rounds of play. Is that something, I know you're thinking about it. Is that something you've addressed at all with your team? Is that something you guys discuss, or how do you focus, or how do you think about that piece in the broader context of this week?
I think you talk about it. I don't think there's any reason to avoid those things. For me, we won the Big 12 regular season. So why do you play the postseason? Do you play the postseason to either get in the NCAA tournament or improve your position in the NCAA tournament? And so for us, the reason you have a postseason is a team like us trying to get to be able to host. And we talk about it a lot because we finished the home schedule early April, and we haven't had very many home matches. And if you look at our record at the Greenwood Tennis Center, it's pretty nice. So, I think for us to advance in the postseason, playing at home the first 2 rounds, everybody wants to do that. And so we know that we probably need the toughest road possible here. We probably need to see UCF, and then we probably need to see Texas Tech because of all the teams around us. So, we're not rooting for or against anybody other than just bring the best teams our way, because at this point in time, it's only going to make us tougher, stronger. It's going to prepare us for the postseason better, and it's going to be the way that we can host at home. And everybody wants that. So I don't think you do your team any favors by trying to not address it. It's like, look, this is what it is. Let's face every challenge head on, and let's see how good we are at this point.
No, absolutely. I love to hear. And as you mentioned, next up for you guys, you'll face either UCF or BYU, a match certainly we look forward to watching tomorrow. But today, you can go rest up and enjoy a well-earned victory. Oklahoma State women's tennis head coach Chris Young, congratulations, of course, to you and the Cowgirls on the victory, and looking forward to seeing you guys in tomorrow's semi.
Appreciate it.